MercGoat Conspiracy. Today, we're going to have some fun. We're going to learn some things.
I'm lodged in my ass right now. I'm not too sure what it is. Like, it's up there. It feels kind of nutty, but I haven't had peanut butter corn in like over a week.
Well, maybe it's just working itself out now.
I hope so. It's kind of uncomfortable.
Maybe it's a backwards kidney stone?
Oh, you got a roid, maybe?
Oh.
Is there a lot of blood?
I don't think there's enough blood, really.
Oh, anal bleeding is always such a pain in the ass.
Have you possibly been getting fucked in the ass recently?
No, he hasn't been with Pat.
No.
I mean, we're way too old to be in Boy Scouts now, so...
Well, we almost didn't make it today. We hit about 17 potholes on the way here.
It's a New England pastime at this point.
In Rhode Island, there's like fucking over 9,000 potholes, so, it's all good.
When we say potholes, we mean large craters that you could possibly lose your car to because we don't take care of our roads, and we're apparently proud of it.
No, Rhode Island doesn't have potholes. We have mini lakes. Get that right.
It's more like, we have, like, holes with a little bit of asphalt covering some sections of it.
What was that road we were on last week, Zorn? Or when we played in Ingress?
We were going down in between, I believe it was the Hopkins Hill Fire Station and all the way back. Yeah, that road was absolutely fun.
It was nothing but potholes, and I'm not saying that to exaggerate any means of the imagination.
Yeah, we were just going like we were slaloming down a freaking hill. It was beautiful. Although that does lead us to our hard mode of the week. I was actually joined by MercGoat here. It was absolutely wonderful. So we're going back into a small little area of churches and museums and a lot of little ghetto shacks. And we're going back there to get to a specific portal. We got to go through, ass deep snow. And MercGoat was leading the way. He's like 10 steps in. I get up behind him, trudging away in his footsteps quite literally. And then I realized I'd pick up my foot, I put it down, and all of a sudden, wow, it's awfully fucking cold. I lost my shoe about 2 steps back. So that is our hard mode of the week. We actually did get to the portal and then found out we could get to it by the street. So...
Oh, all that for nothing.
We may invest in boots.
We may invest in boots.
Or just an easier way to look around. Maybe
No. We're hardcore.
Oh, yeah, we're definitely hardcore. So join us next week for the hard mode of the week.
Another quick bit about Ingress. You get to see a lot of police officers in our line of work.
Oh, yes, we do.
Some of them are dicks, but we had probably the coolest cop earlier this week as well. We have, we're right in the middle of the street. Really shouldn't be there. Got the hazards on. Cop slows down. Everything okay? Yeah, we're playing a game. Okay. Literally leaves. Doesn't question why we're in the middle of the street with our hazards on or anything. Just tell me playing a game and leaves. So I'm going to break into a house, and the cops are going to come. Do you live here? No, I'm just playing a game. And they're going to leave.
So I know what we're doing this evening.
We're playing a game.
Today we also have a new beer. It's called Root of All Evil. It's a black ale. And it's not bad. It's from Stratford, Connecticut, from the Two Roads Company, which I've never heard of. And it's an IPA, but it doesn't have that dish detergent taste to it. It's actually not bad.
The first sip is actually really sweet, I think. Like when you first,
Really?
Yep.
Because all I got was like black tar. Like I just got black tar in my throat, and I'm just trying to eat cookies to get this away. It's not there yet.
Ginger is not a fan.
Remember the soap is behind you if, you prefer a bottle of soap.
No, I need like sulfuric acid.
Sulfuric acid is always good.
Burn it all away.
This is also a dangerous beer for our friend. He's terrified of clowns, and there is a clown on a tricycle on the cover.
Yep.
With what looks like to be something burning behind him.
And likely the asylum he lit on fire behind him, as he mentioned.
Kind of reminds me of the fucking Joker from just reading that graphic novel, Death of the Family, that was based in the new 52 universe of DC.
What do you guys think of the new 52 for DC?
I'm enjoying it. I do know a little bit of, previous works. I do know all the basis of, like, most of the characters' backstories. But what they've done, specifically Death of the Family, I believe this might be the best Joker story ever. He's so twisted and maniacal. Let me paint the picture for you of just the Joker.
Does he have his face, like, ripped off?
He has his face carved off, and he's wearing it. He has it, like, strapped onto his, his head. And it's able to... It's the creepiest thing. He pushes boundaries in this fucking series. This wasn't like a series on itself. This actually crossed over between the Batman New 52, the Batgirl, Teen Titans, Red Hood and the Outlaws, Suicide Squad. It kind of touched, so I'm enjoying it. It's definitely not for kids. Let me tell you, they're not guarding towards kids anymore.
What was that movie or cartoon that had a sex scene with like Harley Quinn and Deadshot.
Why wasn't I informed about this earlier?
Maybe it wasn't Deadshot, but I know Harley Quinn had a sex scene in a cartoon. I watched it at my friend Keith's house, and it was strange. I'm going to do some research and let you guys know next week, but that did happen, and it was strange.
Interesting. I know they did a actual contest of trying to do 4 different scenes of Harley Quinn, so you could actually be an artist for DC. One of which was very racy, and got a lot of press. That was about a year ago.
This is the best, though.
Which one of you went to Comic-Con besides me?
I have.
Nope.
A Comic-Con or this one?
Anyone, but...
I've been to old crap load. I just haven't gone to this one.
I went to the first one that was held in Rhode Island.
My store ran a store there, obviously, for Comic-Con.
Figures.
There had to be 100 Harley Quinn, if not more. That was the number 1 costume, the number 2 costume, and the number 3 costume.
Female?
No, first off, the number 1 costume I'll say right now is Doctor Who. That's a hands
He
down.
was a close second. He was
Doctor Who is always.
Are we talking about for women, though? Like, for women...
Oh, well, there's
Let's
female
go, yeah.
cosplays.
No, but what I'm saying is, when it comes to nerds, females... I've seen female Doctor Who's.
Yes.
But I've noticed with women, when it comes to the comic book cosplay...
Supergirl. Or Power Girl.
Power Girl.
Power Girl, Harley Quinn,
But I've seen a lot
and
of...
Poison Ivy. Those are the top 3.
But I usually see more Harley Quinn than anything. Most of my friends who want to go to Comic-Con, I'm going to be Harley Quinn.
Nope. Power Girl, because everyone wants to show off their tits, and she has that little circle where there's just nothing but cleavage.
Well, Harley Quinn in the new one shows off her tits.
No, if you see any Power Girl outfit, it's just tits.
That's it, she's a big tit.
Well, technically, it's a a onesie with a big hole cut where her boobs are.
Yeah.
I mean, she's wicked over-sexualized.
She is. And she's Supergirl's clone, by the way.
Yep.
I was going to ask, like, who is Power Girl? You know, stuff I just don't know,
Yeah, that's what she is. She's Supergirl's clone. But, yeah, big thing about that scene specifically is a lot of guys mistreating a bunch of girls that are going around cosplaying. You know, that kind of sucks.
That's her average outfit.
It's not bad.
Yeah, that's Power Girl. That's her, everyday attire. As you can see, she has, that one-piece leotard and just this hole where her tits are just popping out.
Mm-hmm.
For all those listening at home, we invite you to take a look.
Just Google Power Girl. Try to stay away from the nudes, because they're out there.
Do you know from experience?
No, but it's internet rule, I believe, number 34.
Rule 34.
Yep,
If it exists on the line, there's porn of it.
Yes.
Mostly a fortune.
That means that there is porn of our podcast out there somewhere.
So there's MercGoat Conspiracy Podcast. And
Porn.
under that category, there's probably unlimited amounts of things. Us nailing women, women nailing us.
Us nailing each other, depends on what you're reading.
Slash,
What porn stars would play us?
It's mostly fan fiction. It's all written out, because that still counts to the subject.
It's almost like, fan fiction, almost kind of like that Shrek stuff.
Huh.
That
Shrek is love.
Shrek is life.
All right, before this gets much weirder, we are going to change the subject because I'm about to throw up.
All right, let's do it.
We saw Chappie this weekend.
You guys did.
You guys did, yep.
Me and SLB, I should say, and we really liked it.
I saw it twice.
SLB
That's how much
saw it
I
twice.
really liked it. For those of you who don't know, Chappie was directed by the guy who did District 9. He's actually signed on to do the new Alien movie, which they will be skipping. I guess it's going to be a direct sequel to James Cameron's Aliens. Basically, the scientist who works for this South African company that makes these militarized police robots.
Sure.
He's created an AI with consciousness, so it can learn. When he installs it into a robot that he ends up stealing, it starts off as like a baby, a little kid. They don't know how to talk, they don't know, and you teach them, and the more he teaches, the more he learns, the more he picks up on. And it is kind of slow at first, but it gets really good. And personally, I love District 9, but Chappie was a whole new level of it. It was awesome. I thought the ending was better than District 9. District 9, you guys saw District 9, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I loved it. I thought the ending was great, but it kind of makes you, it's one of those, it kind of teases you, do I really want to see what happens? I don't want it because it's going to destroy this movie.
Yeah.
Chappie, there was a great ending where you're like, they could do a second one. If the second one came out, fine, whatever, but I could live with the first one and not ever question what happens after that.
Well, that's good.
Now, you know what really surprised me and Chappie is that was Hugh Jackman. I did not know that guy was Hugh Jackman.
Who?
the owner of the corporation or whatever.
No, he's the bad guy in the movie.
Yeah, I did not know that was Hugh Jackman because he has his actual accent and not the American one that was portrays on.
He's not fucking Wolverine in this movie.
Kind of looked like Steve Irwin a little bit.
Yeah, so he was kind of offsetting when to look at. Like, he looks familiar, but I can't figure out where. And then when I hear him talk, like, oh, now I don't know.
Hugh Jackman's in there. Sigourney Weaver's in there. She's actually the owner of the corporation.
Okay.
I forgot who the lead character actually was. The kid in what the hell is that Indian movie that won Best Picture like 6-7 years ago? Something million
Slumdog Millionaire.
Yes.
Slumdog Millionaire.
Slumdog. I'm thinking Slumdog.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't just me. Slumdog Millionaire.
He's a scientist, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
And then the voice of Chappie was the guy who played the lead character in District 9, actually. And for you who are familiar with South African hip-hop, Diane Ward's in there, too.
Yeah, Leah's not too keen on seeing them because they're a weird band.
Yeah, but you know what? I like them, especially when Lady Gaga asked them to open up for her on one of her tours, and they told her to go fuck herself.
Huh.
Wow.
And they have a whole song basically against, they just don't care for her. And I like them. They're different. They're not the greatest thing I've ever listened to, but it's like, okay, this is fresh. This isn't American hip-hop, which has just become destroyed and fucking... And they acted great. I mean, you saw them. They didn't seem like they were...
I know one thing. I want to work at that office. There's people running around with handguns on their side. They were able to break in there late at night. There's no security guards. They're stealing $1 million chips with no problem.
Oh, yeah, no. Could you imagine? Jeez, I can't even get to my job. And I work in retail overnight.
Wow.
And spoiler alert, there was one point where the guy put a gun to someone else's head, and everyone at the office just kind of looks and stares and does nothing.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
This is South Africa. I think we're going to have to move out there, boys.
No one cares about anything.
Well, we just can visit. Just bring all the shit back here.
And I bet there's less potholes.
Definitely less potholes.
I don't know. There was a lot of trash on the ground in that movie.
It does look like a rough area.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's just Johannesburg. I've never...
It's probably all from that drug lord in the movie.
Yeah,
He wants everything.
Oh, yeah, that guy was like freaking...
How many times did he say, I want everything?
Yeah, I want this, I want that. Wow, you sound like the girl from fucking Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
So, basically, when the drinking game is created, every time that he says, I want this, you drink?
Yes.
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 That's much better than drinking to every time they say thunder and thunderstruck.
Oh, hell.
I don't remember the last time I tried that one. That was a bad night.
Well, the worst one that I've heard about is Clue. There's a hard mode for Clue. And it's like every time the doorbell goes off, every time somebody says who, every time you see the nurse go, oh, not the nurse, the maid. And, anytime that you see Christopher Lloyd's character do some specific movement I forget about. But yeah, insane.
We were trying to create a game at my old college. We had a professor that would constantly knee the desk, like randomly, like twitch into it really hard.
Mm.
So every time you did that, you take a shot. It would make that class, which was really boring, a lot more exciting. But back on the subject of robots, I actually read recently that Cambridge is looking into a possibility of a robot uprising as a legitimate thing.
Yeah, actually, there are a couple of places around the world doing the same thing.
Okay, I can kind of see a concern. Kinda.
Do you think Arnold will save us?
Yes, Arnold's going to save us.
No.
Come on, Arnold,
No.
you can do it.
No, you know who can do it? Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage can all day. As far as I haven't made that movie yet.
Well, I know what movie we're going to make. That'll be our first film.
Yeah.
We just contact Nicolas Cage, we'll be good.
We'll tell him that. I'll do that role.
He doesn't turn down a role.
No.
I think we're going to take all our fight winners, and we're going to have a championship week one week.
I like it.
During the summer, there's going to be championship
A
week.
16-person brawl. We're going to have our 16 first winners, and we're going to put them all in a cage match against each other.
So who is this week's fight match? Our celebrity death match?
Well, that's later. So
That's later?
fuck off for now.
Oh, okay.
We're going to talk about robots
Let's
first.
talk about robots.
So as I was saying, we haven't created like an AI that can break who's the guy who created those rules of robotics or something? What was that movie? iRobot?
Yeah, that's iRobot.
Talked about. We haven't even touched. I don't think we're even anywhere close to stuff like that. I mean, fuck. Apple just only announced their own watch, which does a lot.
They're supposed to be making their own car, too, I heard.
Yeah, we're only working on
Yeah,
cars
there's
still.
no Windows in it because they don't support that.
Well, the thing that they're worried about is as AI is going and growing up, The way that we're going right now, AI is very antisocial, and that can lead to, us getting screwed in the ass.
Because we're antisocial.
Well, the thing is, if they're a social type of group, is what they're trying to think about right now, then there's going to be a less want to end our race and more of a want to actually hang out with us.
Elon Musk donated $10 million for the cause.
Yep.
And he's pretty popular. He created the Tesla car company. He's made a lot of pretty popular inventions. So he's in the know when it comes to technology.
Races.
And he's in the wacky races. Gotta love South Park.
Wait, was that him in that?
It wasn't the real Elon Musk, but it was.
No, but that was okay.
And like that Tesla.
The Tesla.
Yeah, that was him. And McConaughey is Lincoln.
No, McConaughey was during the cab thing.
Oh, he was in a cab. That's right. You're right. I drove this cab before. It was cool.
I was on this cab. I didn't.
Handy
They
car.
never paid me to this cab. I just like the job.
Handy car. There's the handy car episode.
Handy cab.
There's just not enough South Park. They only had 10 new episodes for the whole year.
Yeah. I think they'll still go for a little bit. I don't see them slowing down. Why not? They have one of the most popular shows on
I don't think
television.
the show's ever going to disappear.
But they are.
They put a lot of effort. They've put a lot of effort in.
The thing that bothers me is they make the show like the day of, so it seems like they could put a few more out a year. That's just the kind of thing is they wait till the last second, but they only make X amount a year.
What else do they honestly? What does Trey Parker and Matt Stone do when they're not creating South
They
Park?
probably have more money than they'll ever need, so they probably just don't care. I mean, much like how the Bloodhound Gang hasn't released an album in 10 years. It's not because they don't have the talent. I mean, they're not granted the most talented band out there, but they made their money and they're enjoying themselves. Much like the people from Exploding Kittens, they're probably never going to do anything else again.
Hell yeah!
Imagine that one day where we have money, we don't have to do anything else again. I'd probably kill myself, not doing anything.
I would probably die of boredom.
I would start a race team and force all you fuckers to work for it.
You know what we would do at that point? We would start our own MercGoat conspiracy channel on cable.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
We'd own our own channel and just dump all our money into it to force people to watch us.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna give you $10. All of you $10 to watch our show. Not right now, though.
No, we're not giving them $10. Either you watch or you get a bullet to the head. Why would I want to spend money for more people to watch my show? Come on.
Well, come on. Hiring an assassin for that many people, that's gonna be pretty
No, we're not
awesome.
hiring an assassin. We're going to be in each household because we're going to have like those computers where, but you ever see Willy Wonka the Chocolate Factory where they're able to transport the kid from the thing to the TV?
Yep, so we're just
Well, we're going to do that with the bullets.
Oh, with a
We're going to do that with the
nice.
bullets.
Nice.
So while I fire the gun, it's going to transport from the TV to your face.
That cameraman's gonna shit himself every time in case you miss.
John's also going to get Elon Musk to invent a telephone where he can stick his arm through and choke the person on the other line. Because
I've been
can see
watching about that for years. That's something I've actually been looking into.
It's a secret experiment down in his basement.
Totally off topic, but I saw a thunderstorm cloud lamp that you can buy.
I saw that. That was actually...
Do you know how much it costs?
No, I didn't see the price.
$3,500.
Oh my god.
I literally went to look to buy one. I was willing to drop $100 on it. I'm like, there's no way it can be over $100. No, it is.
Yep.
35 times more than $100.
Mm-hmm.
So I won't be purchasing it. Because it helps you sleep at night and it simulates a thunderstorm in your bedroom.
Which is kind of cool.
Oh, unless
Worth
you're
it.
scared of those things.
It's worth it, but yeah. I own a dog that's afraid of it, but I just want to sleep at night, so my dog pisses himself every night. Oh, well.
I love cleaning that puddle every morning.
Yeah. We call this the scary spot. Well, we're going to save it till later, but since John has been rushing us, we are going to do the third fight for our podcast. This week was actually SLB's idea.
Yes, this week we have Stephen Hawking versus Christopher Reeve. And we're not talking about Superman Christopher Reeve. We're talking about I'm in the chair and I'm like almost a vegetable Christopher Reeve.
All I can remember is reading an article about how he broke his leg. It's like, okay, he's broke his
When he
leg,
was
but
in
he's
the
a cripple. So if by some miracle he can walk today, he won't because he broke his leg. I don't remember where I heard that, but I find that fucking hilarious. And
Well-
Stephen Hawking wasn't always in a wheelchair, right?
No. Did you see the theory? No, nobody saw the Theory of Everything. That was actually a really good movie about him. He actually was only in a wheelchair in, I think, the early 70s. And then he could speak until sometime in the mid-late 80s, where they gave him a tracheotomy.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's where they created the computer program, where he could speak from. Which, for that time period, is still kind of nuts.
So if they wanted to, could they make him talk again?
With the technology we have,
Probably.
probably. I don't know why he doesn't put the money into it.
Probably doesn't care about that. It's not what matters to him. It's the science that matters.
Seeing is believing, though. And talking is believing, too.
All right, so who do we think's going to win? We'll start with SLB since he came up with the idea.
Third week in a row, I've actually thought about this. You guys have to skip me again.
Well, I think we need to make you have your answer ready next week.
Or you should ask me last.
All right,
do
Ginger.
that.
I'm going to have to say Stephen Hawking.
Reason?
He's still alive now.
Oh.
That's beautiful. All right, this is my scenario. We've all seen the movie Death Race with Jason Statham, right?
Oh, yes.
So
No.
we put motorized V8s on the back of their wheelchair. we arm them with missiles and shields.
Excellent. We're going to hell. It's going to be beautiful. Go.
So wheelchair Death Race. We use the same prison they filmed Death Race. And we let them run. So I say, since they're actually racing, I think what's going to happen is Hawking, knowing all about black holes and stuff, is going to find the most efficient way around the racetrack. But right at the last second, Reeve is going to shoot a missile, kill Hawking, and cross the finish line first.
Well, I know that we said, Christopher Reeve, after Superman days, but he's always got some of that in him. I think Hawking's going to shoot him with a missile, and then he'll just stand up, and he will be proud, and Superman, just punch him in the face, and he's out. So Christopher Reeve for me.
I'm going to say neither, and I'll tell you why. I'm going to go with the idea that Christopher Reeve shoots Hawkins just before he crossed the finish line. So he face plants, and you got Stephen Hawkins laying on the ground. Now Stephen Hawkins, who's not dumb, and knows that Superman is weak from kryptonite, as he passes him in his wheelchair. The kryptonite, he'll be closer to the kryptonite, where he's gonna have a seizure and fall over, and they're both gonna be there before the finish line, not cross it. Nobody wins.
Okay.
So it's kind of like Talladega Nights, with the exception of they don't run across the finish line because they can't.
Yeah. I mean, if we want to talk about who can crawl faster, I'd say Stephen Hawkins, but I don't think they're crawling anytime soon.
Well, it's kryptonite now. What the hell are we going to do? Yeah, it's Stephen Hawkins.
So I think
Frank.
we can all agree Stephen Hawkins, overall majority?
Seems to be.
All right, we'll put him in our top 16 in a couple months from now. Free concerts are pretty nice to go to.
If you're we'll wait in line for 5 hours.
If you don't mind waiting in line for 5 hours, me and Ginger tried to play Ingress at Mohegan, but for some reason our GPS was fucking up, so we waited in line for 5 hours to see Killswitch Engage, one of our favorite rock groups out there.
Great band, great show.
How was it at the Wolf's Den?
Wolf's Den is really good. The problem with it is the volume, because it's at a casino, is usually a little bit lower. Because you have 90-year-old people within 100 feet of you playing slots. Terrified to hear people screaming and double bass pedals and all that good stuff.
Well, like Jesse said, he's not sorry.
But the singer also claimed he was not sorry for terrorizing old people at the casino for an hour or so. I enjoyed it.
I did.
There was a 75-year-old woman in a wheelchair in line. I don't know if she knew what she was getting into.
I think people just got in line because they were in line. At certain points, it's like, why is there a line? Let's get in line.
I didn't see her at the show, so I wonder if she stuck around.
Well, maybe she got to the end of the line, beginning of the line or whatever, and she's just like, all right, I'm going to get my free ticket now.
However, I will say this, it might be the same lady. I saw an older woman at a Mushroom Head concert in the middle of a pit in a wheelchair. She was my hero. I don't know if this is the same woman. I probably should have asked her if she's seen Mushroom Head in her
You
life
should
before.
have. You should have.
And I forgot to. But I've seen old women in wheelchairs at metal shows. It's not the first time. I just don't know.
She just takes her cane, whacks you in the face. She's like, yeah!
We're going to throw her in the wheelchair death race, too. She'd probably win.
Now, I did notice that they come with the reserved seats in front of I don't understand, first off, I don't understand why there is reserved seats at a free concert.
I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
Because I've been there twice. Merc was with me the last time. We saw Blue Oyster Cult there. What they generally do is the whole venue has tables and chairs. They'll ask you the number and they'll sit you down at a table. And you'll be able to order drinks, this and that, just before the show.
They didn't do that with us. They basically said, okay, how many people are in your party? 3? Okay, let's put them here. They crossed out those 3 chairs. Because they opened up the bottom part where you can see there would be no tables for a pit. So there was no, but people have reserved spots to sit at the edge when more than half of them went out to the pit anyways.
But they were probably going off the numbers that they could have in that enclosed area.
They still had like a chalk mark and they were crossing off.
Yeah, that's probably what they were doing.
Yeah. But I noticed that one of the groups behind us, it was like a dad, a son around our age, what looked like a grandma and grandpa who showed up there. And about halfway into the first song, I saw the grandma and grandpa like, oh, oh, this isn't for me. I figured a band like Killswitch Engage would have like a more happier theme, a more calm, a more mellow. Oh, he's yelling anal sex, which the lead guitarist did yell anal sex quite a lot.
There was actually a fight, and the guitarist told him that he's going to have anal sex when he goes to jail tonight, as he was getting kicked out of the Wolf's Den. So, yeah, there was a lot of anal sex going around. And then I actually managed to acquire one of the set lists, and Adam, the guitarist, was actually fucking around with some of the names of the tracks on the set list.
My purse.
Yes, this is my purse instead of my curse.
In due time, or something like that.
Instead of the Rosa Sharon, Rosa Sharon.
Rosa Sharon.
So that was pretty special in itself.
This is my purse.
But even after the whole,
purse.
I don't know you.
I don't know you. Nice King of the Hill reference right there.
Hey, you hit me and my guys.
but when the fight did break out, Jesse was saying that, granted, Killswitch Engage is a pretty heavy band. They're all about coming together and prosperity, which, okay. I personally would not have thought that from a band named Killswitch Engage. For coming together or in peace. But the lyrics are pretty positive once you sit down and listen to them.
But that's a lot. I think that's the misconception people get about metal, because a lot of metal bands like that. You look at, as I said earlier today, Suicidal Tendencies. You know, the name almost sounds like, oh, that sounds like that's a band that's going to make kids want to kill themselves. But when you have stuff like Don't Bring Me Down, Lovely, Gotta Kill Captain Stupid, which is about just having good influence in your life, kind of. They kind of see it's the judging the book by its cover.
Yeah.
It's the same exact. They go, oh, anal cunt. Not gonna listen to that band. I mean, that's probably a bad example.
I don't know anything about
Well,
them,
anal
so.
penetration.
Is that an actual band? Because the one I named off is an actual band.
I can't see them being positive unless you're really into anal sex. And it might be a positive little niche for you.
It's like a gay glam metal band or something.
Bands like Hatebreed,
What
like
about
Live for
Cannibal
This,
Corpse?
and all that. They're very, very positive lyrics. As angry as it may sound. I don't think the waitress thought they were too positive when she tried to traverse the mosh pit with her drinks.
When I was at work, I showed everybody, it's like, okay, here's the basic setup. Here's the stage, here's where we're sitting, here's the open area, and here's the pit. Now, in the pit, towards the back, in this circle right here, was the moshing center. And right here, the waitress came, and she walked through the mosh pit. She walked through the little moshing circle. She didn't go around, she walked through. Now, I'll say I'm a pretty bold guy. I'll try things at least once, but I won't walk through a mosh pit. Especially when there are men at least 3 times the size of me and they're shoving each other around.
Will you have anal sex with Pat?
You know, there's a first time for everything.
Not for Pat.
I mean, I'm not gay, but $20 is $20. I'm just throwing that out there.
That's going to be our first t-shirt design.
I'm not gay, but $20 is $20.
What happened to Elegant Man Cat Brian Williams?
So we got our first 2. That's fine.
Wow. Another funny thing about the show was when we saw Blue Oyster Cult there, we wanted to stand up near the stage, and that fat woman that was 900 pounds, got pissed off when we stood in front of her. You remember that?
You're standing in my spot.
She could barely stand, and me and
She's one of those
SLB
moo-moos.
and our friend Jamie, and a moo-moo, she was so fucking livid. So the whole time during the show, she's got this angry scowl on her face. For like the last 2 songs, she finally stood up. She was breathing heavy. Looks like she's about to fall over.
Doing it in one hand, what's it called in another? Inhaler in the other.
And every other person at that table was under 100 pounds.
Wow.
Well, they would be when she's eating all the food.
Probably started eating her own children.
All right?
It's like that Family Guy skit. John Goodman's at Thanksgiving. Can we have some? When I'm done.
But you're never done.
Well, speaking of music, I decided to show these 3 that there is exactly a genre out there called truther rock. You know those people that want to say 9/11's inside job? And I'm not saying it is or it isn't. We could get into a huge debate about that, but we're not going to talk politics too much on this show. However, I don't think it's the greatest topic for music in general. I don't think you can have a catchy tone of, oh, the towers are too, they can't burn by themselves. The jet fuel won't do it. So it just makes for a really, really, really clunky song.
Especially the fact that it wasn't even a punk song that you showed me. That one, it was like almost like it sounded like it should have been on like the Wiggles. like I'm like, the Wiggles trying to give us subliminal messages.
We're gonna
We're
gonna re-record that show and dressed up as all different animals. John will have his gorilla suits, and we'll have some fun with it.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
Yeah, sounds like a good time to me. Look, now they can believe what they want to believe. It just doesn't work for that. What they were.
How they're trying to send it.
How they're trying to send the message. It don't. If you were like a punk band or a hardcore band, sure, go ahead. But the one that Merc showed us, as I said, it was like a poppy song, and I'm like,
yeah, it doesn't belong there.
You have to remember, there's a guy, or these guys write albums about this. If you want to do one song about it, one single song, maybe two on an album, oh, okay. But to do a whole album, you kind of lack creativity to expand outwards.
It's almost like Johnny Rebel stuff, you know?
Yeah.
He talked about how much he basically hated blacks.
I think he had one song that wasn't about that.
But
out of how many he wrote, I don't know. But,
yeah, but that's all he had. That's like Hitler.
Or even all those like neo-Nazi grindcore punk bands. That's all they sing about.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to admit it, but if they did normal songs, I would probably delete the racist ones and listen to the other half that were not so bad. Yeah, because they're musically talented, but I don't want to listen to...
You don't want that message, yo.
That for a full album, by any means.
You know, that's kind of like some... You know, I'm not in the black metal, but I specifically don't touch the Norwegian black metal scene, because those are the people that kill other band members, and they burn churches, and they're violent people. And that's not a message I mean, if you're going to write about Satanism, and that's what you believe in, sure. But when you start acting, that even gets weird. At least the truthers aren't acting on stuff like that. I don't know how you would act on a conspiracy.
Before you get into Satanism...
They probably are, actually.
What you perceive as Satanism isn't Satanism. That's basically saying what you perceive as Christianity is Westboro Baptist Church. That's your view of Christianity.
Well, I'm not saying...
Satanism itself is about loving your fellow man. It's not as evil and cruel-hearted and sacrificing cats and goats just because you feel like it.
But what I'm
right, but
what I'm saying is, you know, if they want to believe that, that's fine. But these are the people that are acting on, like the Westboro Baptist Church.
Yeah,
you know,
there's extremes to each group.
Oh no, easily, I understand that.
Like the Ku Klux Klan won't associate themselves with the Baptist Church.
They actually.
You
want to know something about the Ku Klux Klan? As stupid as they are, there was a protest that Westboro came to do. And everyone, including the KKK, came together to protest them. That's how bad these people are. Yep. The KKK and people that aren't racist are coming together to hate the Westboro Baptist Church. That's how bad these guys actually are.
When the KKK says those guys are fucking crazy, you know you've done something wrong.
Speaking of them, they actually came to my high school in New Hampshire back, I want to say, my junior year.
The KKK or Westboro?
Westboro. I should have specified. It's KKK Day at your local high school. Yep. Choose your career path.
I thought this was dressed as a ghost day. This isn't bedsheet ghost day.
It is October 17th.
So, I want to say it's my junior year. Westboro came and they picketed my school because the best couple, one, was two females. And we agreed to go through, the school did, I didn't do it, but the school agreed to go through with it, printed in the yearbook, all that stuff, because they were a good couple. Everyone knew them, they were friends with everybody, and, you know, being from New Hampshire, we're not a bunch of hate mongers.
That's cool.
So the Westboro Baptist Church came, and they picketed our school.
So, wow. Can I ask you this question? You went to high school in New Hampshire, right?
Yes. Freshman through junior year.
Okay. And this is what, about that time, freshman, junior year?
Yeah.
Okay. They're from where? Somewhere in, like, the Bible Belt of the States?
They're, like, Midwest, like, southern Midwest.
Somewhere in that area.
I think Oklahoma or something.
How the fuck does a small church of, like, two, like that, find a high school in New Hampshire, find this kind of stuff?
It made national headlines.
It made national?
It was actually pretty big, yeah.
I was going to say, because I'm like, what do they have? Somebody that sits there and kind of goes through?
Well,
although I wouldn't.
Not only do that, they have chapters. Like, you know, like there's the main building.
No, they have one chapter.
There's one.
Yeah, they got the one.
There's less than 50 members.
And the whole Westboro?
Yeah, they all live. I actually watched a documentary on them because they're so stupid. They actually all live in like this, like a couple houses, but they're all like gated off together, and they all.
Oh, so you just carpet bomb.
They're very secluded from the world, and they're all like lawyers.
Topeka, Kansas.
Yeah, I knew it was somewhere in that area. Yeah.
So Because we're on this small subject, I'm going to interject for a small aside with Westboro Baptist Church. So there is a group of people that I usually game with. People may or may not know that I run Reality A Games, shameless plug. And
he made it. Love him for it.
So I was doing this game with a bunch of people, and we were just like, you know what? I kind of want a nice soft game today. I just want to blow some stuff up. First thing that comes up. So why don't we go to Westboro Baptist Church? So we had this huge freaking Reality A game of, all right, we're going to destroy Westboro Baptist Church. And they're all slinging magic, blowing things up. And I made it so that right next door, there was a secret society watching them the whole time. We're just going to see exactly what they do and record it for posterity reasons. But that was the game.
That's pretty
They blew
awesome.
up Westboro Baptist Church, and I got 2 of them, too.
Nice. Another thing that happened when they came to picket was the students normally parked on the far side of the school, and the teachers parked in the parking lot on the same side as the high school itself. For that one day, it's the only day, I believe, in high school history there, that they switched the parking where the teachers had across the street, and the students were allowed to park in the teacher lot, just to avoid the picketers and all that, fist fights. So a lot of teachers were very upset, and I know one of them got in a pretty heated argument with one of them on his way over because he was pissed he lost his parking spot of 20 years from one day. They just cause havoc wherever they go.
Yeah.
If you want to learn more about them,
Go to GodHatesFact.com.
go to Well,
Dead serious. That's their website.
Well, I'm not saying learn through their process. Go and watch some documentaries.
Documentaries would be good, but also definitely go and see what they have. Look from the inside and from the outside.
If you can look at it for more than 5 minutes and not get pissed off, you're a better person than I am. That's all I know. Favorite memes and least favorite memes. So one of my favorite memes is, "Hi, this is Dog." It's not the most
Doge.
versatile one. I also like Doge. I love Grumpy Cat. Honey Badger, although he's more for video than me.
Rape Sloth.
Rape Sloth. I love all the animal ones. I think they're all hilarious. Overly manly man. I like. Is that what he's called?
Overly manly man. Yeah.
Psycho Dog or
Insanity Wolf.
Insanity Wolf.
Yep, Insanity Wolf I like.
And, what was it? Courage Wolf.
I don't like
Wolf.
Courage Wolf as much.
Bad
those
Luck
are-
Brian.
But those are the memes I really like.
Asian father or something like that.
Asian Father's pretty good.
Oh, that it's something Asian Dad.
But real quick, what's your favorite meme and your least favorite meme? We'll start with Zorn.
All right, well, personally, I like, you're going to stone me for this, but Lolcats is pretty cool.
What is it?
Lolcats, you never heard of that?
Oh, I like the cats.
Yeah, okay, cool, yeah.
I can have cheeseburgers?
Yeah, those.
Oh, I love those cats. I love
okay.
cats. So.
Cool.
That cat died.
Cheeseburger, definitely my favorite ones. Least favorite, more than likely all of those memes that go around about, well, if you repost this in 50 seconds, then you'll be granted with joyous
You'll get a
happiness.
blowjob from 2 midgets this weekend.
Or like and share if you agree. That's a personal. Whether it be an ideology or something. Oh, like this. If
One
you...
like equals one vote.
Yeah,
Fuck you.
well, yeah, those ones are my least favorite. Oh, I'm just fine with my luck, thank you. Do not jinx, curse, fuck with me, you ass bag. So, those are mine.
It might be. While we're talking about this, I just gotta go back to shit I've shown Pat this week. There's generally something in there. Right now, I do love Rape Sloth.
Mm-hmm.
Pat came up to me when I was visiting at work the other day. He looks at me. Something that would have come out of a Rape Sloth meme. He goes, "Hey, SOB, do you like Bofa?" I go, "What the fuck is Bofa?" He goes, "Both of these nuts." But there's that, and then there's the rustling of the jimmies.
The wrestling of the Jimmy.
Oh, yeah. Those were the ones that I almost got him kicked out of class the other week. There's one in particular, it has Russell of the Planet of the Jimmies, and it's a poster for, Planet of the Apes. Evolution becomes Russell this summer. Those are my favorites. Probably my least favorite is, the like or share if you agree kind of thing,
All right.
Sure, whatever.
Mm.
My personal favorite, I have to say, is Insanity Wolf. I love Insanity. He's just great.
He is very good.
Your parent, it's like you're masturbating, your parents walk in, finish off like a boss, and just close the door. It's divide by zero, escape math by the wormhole creates. That was one of my favorites. My least favorite meme would have to be Confession Bear. I don't like, it's that bear that kind of sits there like,
Oh, yeah, I know.
I don't like Confession Bear. It's like, oh, some people said this, but I actually really like that. So, I'm in a friend with skin. All my friends are skinny and fit, but I actually enjoy Twinkies. She's got a Confession Bear. There's only one I saw that was decent, and it's probably the best one they have. They basically took the Pokemon Ursa Ring, put it over the skin of Confession Bear, and it shows underneath it, because you ever played the first Pokemon, you cross the bridge after the Cerulean thing, and the other 5 people, you win a nugget from beating all 5 in a row. And the guy asks you, hey, do you want to join Team Rocket? And it said, and then you see Ursa Ring underneath it, what Confession Bear looked like, I actually did want to join Team Rocket. And yeah, I want to join Team Rocket too. I want to fuck this game over. Like, no, I don't want to be the hero. I want to be the anti-hero. Take over Giovanni's spot, rule the world.
It's not bad.
Why could that be an option?
My favorite has always been Doge, at least in the last year or 2. That's been increased even more since Reddit got together and sponsored Doge on a race car and just made it that much better. Much tailgating, very draft on the back of a race car with Doge's face on the hood is pretty classic. My least favorite, though, and this one might rustle some jimmies, I don't like Good Guy Brian. Like, I get the point of them, but I haven't
Brian or Good Guy Steve?
Good Guy Steve, sorry.
Nah,
Good Guy Steve. I understand them, but I don't think they're that funny. I haven't seen a funny
They're
one.
not funny. They're just kind of like...
They're like, oh, this guy goes above and beyond, drinks a 6-pack, buys you a 12-pack. Okay, but that's not funny.
Well, that's the point. He's not supposed to be funny. He's supposed to be like, oh, he's encouraging, he's good.
Like an anti-joke almost, but that's not
But
funny.
the thing is, I look at him for humor. The reason we look at Insanity Wolf is because it's bullshit that's never going to happen.
Like PTSD, kid, you know?
So, have you found how you're going to fuck with Pat today?
Oh, I already sent the photo, like, 5 minutes ago.
Alright, what did you send?
Oh, God.
Oh, God.
Those are the good ones.
Oh, God.
I really can't describe these.
It's like we were in Baltimore when I broke the bed. Oh, my.
I mean, if someone else will take the liberty to describe this, go right ahead.
What the fuck?
I said so with the caption of surprise.
What's going on?
I don't know if I can describe that. Zora, do you want to give it a try?
Hell no!
It looks like a bunch of Snorlax.
Well, it's definitely interracial and shemale-ish, and that's bitch tits.
So, basically, there's 2, possibly 3 females. There's one on her knees. The bottom one is, she's sucking the female off. At the top of the one that's sucking her off is another one giving it to her from behind, sucking on the first female's tits. So, it's going to leave some scars. I might shoot myself in the head tonight from this. Hopefully Pat thinks the same way.
Oh my god, my
I
sex
hope
drive's
the ne-
going
I
for
hope-
like the next week.
I hope to never see that again. That was actually worse than the one last week.
I try.
You've outdid yourself.
Really? You think that's worse than last week's?
Well,
Saggy tits?
Yeah,
I
that's
actually
worse.
do think that's
It
worse.
wasn't saggy tits, it was saggy everything. Her flaps were saggy.
I know.
Okay?
Wizard sleeve.
No, that wasn't a wizard sleeve, that was a wizard robe, okay?
Well, to try
I
to
could
get
throw
us
down like a cape and just flap it on.
Wow. Well, to try to get us back in the mood, we're going to get to our part 2 of 50 Shades of Ginger.
Alright.
Today we're going to start with Zorns, and
Wow.
Ginger John is going to read it for us.
I gotta do the Zorro.
He spoke, "Take me, baby," in a half joke. A light gleamed in her due, and she ran out of the house. He was confused, figuring she was scared her off, and began to go to the kitchen to make dinner. Soon he heard a crash. He went back into his living room to see his friend in only fishnet stockings, a black underbust corset, a black coat that was open in the front. He stood marveled, staring at her. She was holding a sword in one hand and a rather large rolled-up whip in the other. She sent us out, "Give me a word." He scrunched the couch. "Pineapples!" he said, scared, confused, excited at the same time. She whipped out her sword and cut his shirt 3 places. "If you get too scared, say that word again, understand?" He nodded quickly. She came over and tore off the remnants of his shirt. She flipped him onto his back, slit his belt in 2 with her sword. Now satisfied with the work done with the sword, she placed it on the adjoining table. She began to kiss him back with now uncharacteristic care. He started to calm. Her nipples grazed over his bare back. As soon as he calmed into the groove of her motion, she jumped up. She brought down her whip twice on each side. He screamed, but he liked their surprise. "Ready for more, big boy?"
That was beautiful.
Next week on...
Now watch a MercGoat story. Sally got wet just hearing those words. The redhead replied, "Get ready for ginger punishment, whore." Before Sally could act out, the ginger ran into the bed, jumped on top of her, holding her down. He grabbed the corner of the bedsheet and tied her VP?
Up.
Tied her up. He then whipped his cock out and cock-slapped her forehead 5 times. Sally just kept getting wetter. The ginger saw Sally was enjoying it too much. His soulless mind hated this. The ginger took his 15-inch dildo and shoved it in. Sally managed to moan, and the ginger, more irritated, took it to the next level. A new level of pain!
Next week on 50 Shades of Ginger.
We're a little fucked, I swear.
That's what I was hoping for the first time. This is what I wanted the first of it, like just boom, right to the ball pit.
We had to lead up to it.
No.
We're gonna get Betty White to read the first part, and then we'll have John cut it.
There we go.
Excuse me, bitch.
Yeah, as rude as possible.
I don't care if you're old and fucking white bread, you know? I'm sorry, she's old and sliced bread.
What was it? There was when they did the SNL reunion, talking about Betty White. Somebody said something about, it was one of the monologues they did, and somebody goes, "Well, Betty White's here still. You know, she's still alive. That only means one thing. We're all getting laid tonight."
You know George Carlin was their first host?
Yep.
Did not know that.
So does anyone want to add anything?
Yes, I want to add first and foremost, last week we do officially have a YouTube channel. Unfortunately, there is no video. This is still all audio.
We're too ugly for video.
My dad always said I had a face for radio.
So we now have
It's okay.
We're working on finding some makeup artists. We're working on it.
yeah, we're so subscribe that, share with your friends. Same thing with the Facebook page.
Listen to us while you're having sex.
Got to.
We're great background music. I'll just be, you know, you could hire me personally, and I'll just be in the closet. Just get that rhythm going for you. If you want double bass, I can do that.
That doesn't sound like double bass. That sounds like someone running in place.
That's what I'm doing. So running a place. That's what I said, right?
Maybe it's like suspense. You like that suspenseful kind of sex, you know, just a build up.
To build up without the coming.
Yeah.
Right as she's about to come, whip your cock out, smack her face, and stop.
Oh, God.
No, see, what I do is I keep a bucket of cold water right next to the bed. So she's like, oh, they go upstairs? Yeah, and I just throw it on her. She's done. She's done.
Get the bucket. No, get a bucket of Gatorade. Like reenact the fucking Super Bowl at that point.
Ah! We did it!
Well, anyway, I'd like to add that we possibly have a very special episode next week. I don't want to ruin the surprise in case it doesn't happen, but if it does, you will know about it.
Also, we do have other friends that are supporting us right now. There's another YouTube group I want to acknowledge. 2 of my friends, Josh and John, they have J&J's Review. I forgot what it's called. I'll share it on the page. Like, subscribe. They do reviews for movies, music. They were at the Kill Switch show as well. They did do a recent review. Actually, they used Merc's set list in their video. So, definitely check them out as well.
And last but not least, this episode goes out to our friend Rakeem, who passed away recently.
Cheers to him.
Cheers to him.
And this has been the MercGoat Conspiracy. I'm the SLB.
I'm Zorn.
Merc.
Ginger. Fucking mooks.